All right, hello. This is your Dreaded Crypto channel coming at you. It's June 1st, 2022. Yeah, just a quick little update. It's been a few days. We got a little rally. Um, didn't get anywhere close to kind of the areas I was looking at, more of the 34, 36 with the CME gap. 21 week is still lingering. I think around 38. Um, but we're having some exhaustion signs, but we're also kind of just coming up to test our previous line of resistance, this green line here on the symmetrical triangle. If we have follow through and break through this on the daily, let's see here. Yeah, this line, if I can get it. Yeah. Extend this line out, and we break through that, which is at about 28.5, 29. That's not looking too good, and there are some issues where our daily stochastic is pretty maxed out. Yeah, we're getting a stern rejection of this RSI line, and we could stay up in this daily RSI a little bit longer, but I mean, the longer we stay up here, the kind of the worse it gets. So I mean, almost if we break below that green line of resistance, we're going to go back down and probably retest 24 to 26K, possibly make a new low to 22 or 23K. That's where the 200 week moving average is. I don't want to jump the guns on that yet. I mean, we still have a couple more hours for the weekly close. And again, if we wick back up above this and consolidate, and within that process, the daily RSI could reset. But overall, we're in an accumulation range. The whole crypto market is in an accumulation range, and this is a bear market. How long will it last? I do not know. It looks like summertime for sure is going to be consolidation. I think around the fall time we'll likely get a rally into the end of the year. Elections coming up, that's going to get a little volatile. So, all-time highs probably aren't going to come anytime soon, but I could see a 40, 50K Bitcoin at some point this year, maybe the end of this year. It's hard to say though. It's really hard to say. Some people think this whole thing is a rolling flat correction, and honestly, we've been going 17 months now. We've been going sideways with Bitcoin. So I mean, I think regardless, this has been all just really a big consolidation range. Yeah, I mean, it's been our monthly RSI is the stochastic is completely like at the bottom. Can we stay here longer? Sure. Certainly could stay down here longer, but can't make any predictions. All I know is that there's so much fear and greed, or a fear in the markets that we're at capitulation lows. Like maybe we'll go down to 22K or something crazy, but it doesn't really matter at this point. We're in such a fear that probably we'll have a capitulation. It'll just get really boring for 6 months, even though it's already kind of been boring. It's been well, not boring, but it's been a dump, and now it's probably going to get boring. It's probably going to tease up, tease down for the next 3 to 6 months to the end of the year, and people are just going to get bored. And that's when you start planning your foundation for good coins, and like you go and do research on good projects and consolidate your portfolio. That's what I'm doing right now with this rise up with Bitcoin. I've been consolidating my portfolio into just a really top 20 or just coins I know I like, but mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like Link and coins that give actual interest. And there's a few different apps you can use for that. There's CELCIUS, there's Crypto.com, there's Voyager, DEX wallets like Exodus and Atomic Wallet. Like there's options to get staking interest rewards with your crypto. Just want to pick the right coins that will do well. And I'll talk more about those on other other streams. But I think, just for example, like I was looking at I've been liquidating some of my smaller coins and just looking at which coins do I like and which ones do I want to keep. And like, I'm just looking at the charts. You want to look at them and kind of zoom out. And here's one right here, Teller coin TRB. It doesn't look all that great, but its high was like $150. It's like, yeah, it could be a decent buy. It's an Oracle like Link and Band. I thought that was pretty interesting. And I've also been looking at Charlie 3, and that's a Oracle for Cardano. And there's been some buzz about that, and Cardano's been making some moves. So, yeah, I believe it goes by C3 is the actual ticker on that. Override chain, I was looking at that. Like, you want to look at their websites. Like, I was getting ready to liquidate this, but I was like, it looks pretty good. AI Layer 1, Data Economy, and Oracle Services. And I believe that's on the Polkadot ecosystem. So I think it's a good idea to get involved with the Oracles, and I think Dot's going to do really well, even though it really kind of underperformed this cycle. But a lot of projects really underperformed. And unfortunately, the meme coins really stole the thunder on all of this, and I still don't understand it. But it's really just goes to show you the immaturity of the space. Next cycle I think is going to be where fundamental projects will start reigning more supreme. But for now, it's still all games. But what can you do? Yeah, I was looking at. So here's an example of a coin that I was also getting ready to get rid of. I was looking at it, and then I zoom out. It will zoom out. There we go. Divi is like a live streaming, and like the chart, this is zoomed out and it looks pretty good. It's got a steady uptrend. It goes parabolic and comes back down. I mean, that's cool, but it gives you chances to take profits. But I mean, this thing looks like it's setting up to take the next leg up, right? Like, that looks pretty good. It's kind of like Theta. Live Peer, I think, is similar. That kind of chart looks good to me. Here's another one. This one doesn't look as good to me. It almost looks like it's a dying project, but it's pretty much at its previous lows, unfortunately. Doc, it does. I think I had it pulled up somewhere. Where did I have it pulled up? I think I had it pulled up. Maybe I don't. I think it does something for companies to be able to decentralize using a decentralized blockchain. It's something stereotypical. Actually, might be able to go down and look at it right now. To be quick, just so we're on the same page. This is one of my picks that I don't like care much about, but I just figured I'd keep it just because. Yeah, so provide simple solution for businesses and developers to build, manage, and present digital credentials that are instantly verifiable using blockchain technology. Sounds like something useful, and it'll do something. And the next step would be to go to their website and look at their website and see if they spend any money on that. And I'm not going to do that right now, but just as an example. There we go again. Okay, but yeah, Bitcoin's still kind of tumbling. I was really hoping it would hold above the 29.8 or something range. It's looking kind of weak, unfortunately. But I think right now the best thing you do, like the safest thing that I'm doing really is I'm just accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum. I like ADA, Cardano, Link a lot, Atom, Ontology, coins like that. I had a bunch of Civic coin. I do have a bit of a horror story here, and I have a couple horror stories. They're both kind of bear market horror stories. The bull market, it's easy to have a success story. You don't have to really do anything to buy. But most recently is like I had a Binance account, and I've had that Binance account for like 5 years. Since the beginning, 2017, beginning of 2018, 4 years. I've had that account, and I thought I was fine, and like it's been to me a few months since I signed out. My original plan was to cash out before Christmas with it, or at least move the coins over because I started getting some sketchy vibes. Well, I just checked my account, I tried to move money around, and I'm like locked out, and I had to do this I had to like do this verification videos, really intense videos, high definition stuff to get them to reactivate my account. Like I had a fair amount of money in there. I was just sweating, and it took me like probably 20 hours, like getting off work and then going to do that, and sitting there taking pictures of my license and all every little thing, and trying to communicate with people that barely know English. And yeah, I mean, had I signed out of that account 4 months ago, I would have 2 or 3 times the money in that account, and I could have gotten the coins out of there a lot quicker, and I could have put them on other exchanges. But anyway, like honestly, personally, I do not like Binance after that whole experience and fiasco. It's just they're not looking out for the little people. And a lot of these companies really aren't. The governments are putting a lot of pressure on all these small exchanges, and it's getting kind of messy, and it's really unfortunate. And so I mean, I did get my money is coming out now, but I only have a $2,000 limit a day, so I have to slowly take the money out. And in the meantime, prices are going up and down, and I can't exchange them on the exchange because I'm outside of their jurisdiction. So they're there what they are, and I have to find an exchange to match them. Luckily, KuCoin, which is great. KuCoin has been one of my go-tos now, and KuCoin has most all of those coins. I just send them over there and change them or whatever. KuCoin is a really good app. Definitely recommend them. Yeah, yeah, they're really good. They're really good. I've also been putting a lot on Exodus. Exodus has some decent rewards. Atomic Wallet has good rewards. CELCIUS has great rewards. But you just have to be an accredited investor with them now. So like, if you have a lot of Bitcoin, I think they're the ones to go with, especially for custodial purposes. I mean, the one big advantage for custodial services is like, trying to explain this to my family members and my parents in particular, say if something happens to me or like they need to get the money and I'm unable to, try to explain to them how to use like a DEX wallet and how to put these codes in. Like it's really difficult. What's good about CELCIUS is you have an entity that you can talk to and you call them or whatever and communicate with them pretty easily, and they'll walk you through the steps, and it's just a little easier. So it's almost like a bank, So in that way, it's good. So I think it's good to have multiple, DEX and centralization. So decentralization in both. So it's the smart way to do it. But yeah, another story I have. Last bear market, I had gotten involved with some app. I forget who managed it, but they had like 20 coins on there, and I think I put maybe not a lot, maybe $1,000 into it. And I'd been building up a portfolio. Then halfway through the bear market, they said, "Oh, we're not going to do this anymore." And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "We're going to lock this stuff up." And I guess they kind of found a median range to lock all the stuff and basically gave you your money back in USD. But it was like a real pain. I had to like transfer the money back to my account through another custodial service, and like I'm just saying, like that's what's going to happen. Like this bear market, maybe it doesn't last that long, but there's a good chance that a lot of things that you're using may not exist. So like another app I had was Circle, which got bought out by Voyager, and that worked out. So like Circle bought them out, or Voyager bought them out. That it wasn't really a pain, but it's just like things will change on a dime. Like every 3 to 6 months, you want to check on all your accounts, see what's going on, make sure the businesses are still active. I had a bunch of money staked with Monarch. Actually, this was a few months ago. It's another horror story. I had a bunch of stuff staked with Monarch, and all of a sudden I couldn't access it. I couldn't transfer it out of my account, and that was being locked up by CELCIUS. And because of some, I guess, communication issue with Monarch or whatever it was, I couldn't get my money, so I had to talk to CELCIUS, and they're both like saying, talk to them, and then 2 weeks go by, and I'm like, So, this is a job, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's not easy. Crypto is kind of a full-time stress ball, especially if you're in it like I am. But you just gotta be willing to like move with the tides, and navigate the winds and the waves the best you can. But it will pay off, like for sure. Like, wish I'd taken more profits last year, but I really think that this correction, I mean, we're in a bear market, but like I really feel like this whole thing is going to pan out differently. I don't think Bitcoin's going to crash the way as hard as everyone's saying it will, and it's just a different vibe now. It's a different situation. Well, I mean, also, like, if you look at these coins, this is a good example. So, besides for Bitcoin and Ethereum, they both kind of did a double peak sort of thing, rolling correction, rolling flat correction. But take a look at ADA. Like, ADA has been in a bear market since last May. So hopefully this doesn't take too long to load. But I mean, most altcoins kind of look like this. Most of them look like they got. It looks like they've been in corrections since last May. Check out this volume though. That's been decent volume coming in. But you take a look at the volume over here when we're in the bull market. We're not quite at that level, unfortunately. But Cardano's been making some pretty good moves, and we had like a 50% increase in value over just a few days. Pretty nice pump, but it's getting a pretty decent pullback, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, how long will this last? Could be a while. Could be a while. But I think it's finding support, and it's getting one of its basically one of its I forget what it's called. I guess one of their new releases that additions to their blockchain, like, is basically about to release, and there's some hype about that, which is good. It's at a pretty low point. Just take a look at Aave real quick. That's a decentralized DeFi coin, and I'm pretty sure that's been it's been in a bear market since last May. Yeah. Also, like, stocks and everything pulled back today as well. It's Janet Yellen apologized for inflation being bad. I don't know what that means. Thanks, I guess. Give us some more money. Maybe like give some stim checks. That'd be a better apology. So I can buy some more Bitcoin. I might forgive you. Maybe I'll vote for you again. I think like this election is going to be really interesting. Real interesting. I think a lot of people are going to lose their positions, unless like somehow. I just don't see how. A lot of people are going to be still in their positions. Yeah, that's not really. Doesn't want to abide right now, but yeah. So just I think right now would be a good time to probably consolidate your portfolios, look into your projects, look at their website, go into CoinGecko, go into CoinMarketCap. They got descriptions. Zoom out, look at the max. And if they didn't make a new all-time high, a lot of people are saying that. I kind of agree. If they didn't make a new all-time high in the last couple years, like since last May, if they didn't make, like, it might be a good safe play to get rid of it, or like take half of it and put it into Bitcoin or Ethereum. Not financial advice, but that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm prepared for another 3 to 6 months of this. Again, I think there will be some kind of a rally end of the year. I really kind of feel that. I think we hit the capitulation with the Luna debacle, but a lot of people's trust is gone, and there's not much money floating around in the market right now until there's confidence restored in the world. So anyway, that's about a rant right now. If I think of anything else, I'll do another video before the night's over. Yeah, good luck, and hopefully check in with tomorrow.